Okay, here it is. So I'm talking about Colby Covington because I'm a little late on my post UFC 296 stuff because I just found the card to be very underwhelming compared to other ones. Still some nice moments, but I wasn't as excited to talk about this card personally. But I'm here to get some episodes punched out because Colby Covington's post fight antics, especially when you have three title shots and you fail at all three of them. And then you start making some excuses that the internet is obviously calling you out on, right? I gotta stop saying that. But a lot of people like to talk about Colby Covington, especially, and I was one of those people. Like he was this generation Chael Sonnen. Now him and Chael Sonnen are not even in the same ballpark. Um, because especially when you see coping like this, and not really owning up to the fact that he really didn't just pull the trigger and he was dormant most of that fight, which is odd for Colby Covington. Colby Chaos Covington, the guy that gives nonstop forward pressure that's just going to swarm you, right? He knew that Leon was more defensively sound and definitely could have done some damage. But yeah. I mean, Colby hasn't fought anyone in nearly what was it, almost 2 years, except Jorge Masvidal, who really, if you understand the dynamics of that fight, of course Colby's going to win that fight. Masvidal was starting to get over the hill. He was starting to go past his prime. And Colby's just a natural born D1 wrestler. But to see someone of that caliber end up falling flat like that against Leon Edwards, I don't know why. but here's the thing, Chael Sonnen was a similar character that played the heel. And let's go back to the first Anderson Silva fight. He definitely had the right to talk a lot of garbage because he almost finished Anderson. And if that triangle hadn't been thrown up, we'd be seeing and new, right? It was a Hail Mary that Anderson caught. And then the second fight, Chael throws a spinning back fist, lands on his butt, and it is over. What does Chael do? In that post fight press conference, Chael says, you know what? The better man won. He didn't make excuses. He said Anderson's the superior fighter. He beat me. And it's bad. He didn't come out with all this stuff, but yeah, no, he goes back and he still says he's the undefeated and it's an inside joke. Chael Sonnen's undefeated, but he's taken quite a bit of losses. And you know what? It happens. But he's still one of the best pound for pound fighters out there, and he's still just, going with it, enjoying his life. Happens. And even though he never really touched authentic gold, we still respect him. Because when it came time to face the backlash from all his trash talk, he said, you know what? Y'all got me. Ben Askren did the same thing in his first Masvidal fight. Got embarrassed like no other. And you know what he said? I'm pretty sure I knew this day was coming, and when I would get caught, I would get lit up, and he wasn't upset. He knew the game he was playing. Now, Colby Covington saying a lot of just different things that ring rust, right? I don't think that's the case. I think he just knew that Leon was a threat, and he's being smart about it because he didn't want to get knocked out. Caused him to question his abilities. Nobody knows Colby better than Colby. When I watched that fight, I saw Colby thinking, how am I going to get this? I didn't get any damage. Dude, you got your leg kicked repeatedly. seeing you were standing in kicking distance from Leon Edwards, and of course you're going to get your leg picked apart, which is going to make your takedowns worse. And the Colby Covington moniker is not even funny. When I saw him wearing George Washington with the "Make America Great Again" hat on, that was one of the most cringy things I've ever seen. One of the most cringy things I've ever seen. Hands down, he was like playing. Okay, we get it, dude. You're a Republican. You support Trump. You support all this stuff. That's all right if you do. Okay. When it is your whole personality, and then all you talk about is, oh, first responders, all that stuff. Look, we get it. You've said it multiple times. Address the fight. Take responsibility for the fight. Take accountability. Even Donald Trump was embarrassed for him. Or not for him, but that was his supporter. I just think we're starting to see the beginning of the end of Colby Covington, and rightfully so, because, you know, he was able to have close fights with Kamaru Usman, beat a lot of washed up fighters, and then, betray Jorge Masvidal and embarrass him on a world stage. But eventually, karma comes back. You could press charges as many people who insult you as you want, but at the end of the day, karma comes around, and it did. And Colby played himself. That's all I got to say.